Chapter
15th and 14th?
Yeah.
The old Wazi Supper Club?
I think so.
Like, Shepherd's is here, and then across the street?
Yes.
What about it?
For Khysin.
I don't know what it is now. I know because you remember Wazi Supper Club is just a restaurant.
It's a restaurant now, but I don't know the name.
With Omega.
We're trying to level up on y'all right now.
I'm trying to help y'all because
I appreciate it. Is it a nice place?
no, seriously, it's just like
More
okay.
intimate, I would say for
The
more
past 2
intimate,
years, my
smaller.
birthday has been at Khysin. And you go big. Yeah, like big.
Yeah.
And it's like if it's just shit from like from last one. Man,
Like a mountain.
Gee, I'm about to invite her.
Yeah.
So she don't know. Oh, she is? Okay.
You ever see the flashes hanging up though?
Yes.
That's because that asshole still over the building. Chucky. He still is Janet Jackson's musical director.
Young of lady, she's not a good woman. She's 50-something. But that don't mean nothing. Shit. Tina Turner still had legs at 60.
70.
She still got me.
The face was never there, but still.
So
the
Janet
body was from the
Janet
neck
always
down.
had a hard time with her weight. She was chubby all the
Hey,
time.
I'm fucking
And now she looks fucking amazing.
She was so good live. She was so good live. I was impressed. I didn't think I would see that for the show. And it was like back to basic show too, so she didn't have like the whole big glamorous thing going on. It was
She didn't have
her
she didn't have the
dancing
moves
scene.
no more. She didn't have the moves.
And I was like, what?
Okay, I was too young for Real Nation, but I saw the Velvet Rope.
Okay.
That was Carnival. It was fucking amazing.
So then I share it from here?
Yep. That's the rap version. That's the rap version.
Hey,
That nigga spit. That nigga spit.
You got Twister with a little bit of Big L in the mix and some Biggie Smalls. It's just like all in one. AP, let's find it. He's like, and are we good?
Yeah, we seen it.
And we are good. What's good, America? Thanks for tuning in on the In the Cut. I'm your man Jackson.
I am Khysin the Doge. I am Greg.
That's
Mr. Fitz.
Mr. Fitz. So, we got guests this week, and I'll break everything down after they introduce themselves.
Introduce
The
yourself.
missus. Not my missus, just a missus.
Hi, I'm Sammy Burnett, and I got the honor of being asked to come here and discuss toxic masculinity.
That's not what you're here to discuss.
Oh, okay.
Go.
Talk that shit.
Talk that shit.
Talk that
Right
shit.
about-
Shit, a conversation.
So I'm here to just be part of that round table discussion of masculinity, and we're just gonna do our thing.
We're gonna find out.
I'm Sean. I'm Sammy's Lyft driver. I don't understand why she had me come up here, but I wish she would just end the ride.
Tell the truth. I used to be Sean's roadie back in the day.
That's true. That's true.
Facts?
Facts.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I first started DJing, well, actually when I first came back to Colorado after college, yeah, Sammy was my like for real like carrying shit, and like she was my road dog. She should have been my manager, but
that elevation instant.
she was chasing after this dude.
What dude? I
My
was
name's
chasing
Jeff.
nobody when I was your roadie.
My name's
I
Jeff.
just wanted to dance.
So I'm sorry, I hate to do this on a podcast, but Antoine ruined our roadie artist relationship.
Ooh, we don't name drop here.
yeah.
No, yes, we
I'm
do.
sorry. I still love you, but you know how you like, we're supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be on stage in an hour. Sammy? Hello?
I'm not dressed.
No, I was ready for the Jello bath. I was.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
was ready. You
So,
just didn't have enough Jello.
the worst thing I asked her to do was
Talk about
to dance in a big. So I used to throw rave parties. So we threw a big rave, and the worst thing I asked her to do was we was gonna fill the bathtub with green Jello, and I wanted Sammy to dance
Green
around.
Basin jams.
because we called the part because I had a Dr. Seuss theme on my rig, so it was green base.
Oh my God,
Jam.
That shit. Aren't you glad it never happened?
I was so prepared up until like the moment it was supposed to happen. I was like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be doing what? Wait, what did I sign up
We didn't
for?
think this through.
And you said, oh, it's not gonna work. I don't have enough Jello.
Yeah,
and I was like,
you couldn't pull it
oh,
off.
okay.
Yeah, you can't just do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I was supposed to be like in a bathtub full of Jello, being like,
That would have been dope.
Yeah.
sure you could.
in a bikini and shit. So I was like,
it was not going to be.
Like,
okay, it's not gonna work out. Okay.
I'm trying to hear like negatives on this. I still don't hear it.
Well, the extrovert was like, yeah, bikini, Jello, and the introvert inside me was like, no.
Oh, bye, Felicia.
Oh my
Bathtub
goodness.
and bikini. Oh no, God no.
Yeah.
So the God no
That's
weighed
just
out.
like
So
that.
I got the call, and I was like, it must have been the universe being on my favor.
And the party did work.
It did work. That was
Actually,
a
the
great
party worked, but like it didn't you always have, especially back then. I was like what you call a janky promoter.
Biscuit.
There's still a few in
So you always have your dreams are always way bigger than like oh man, when these
Than reality.
50,000 people get here, we finally gonna be rich, and like 500 people.
Oh, I was gonna say 200, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
At least 500. Yeah,
Oh,
can't get 500. That's like 30 people.
520.
That's good.
No, 500 that knew
No,
my
I'm talking
partner's cousin, and so they just kind of walked in for free.
Oh no.
Yeah.
See.
Talking about shame.
Yeah.
Okay, so and on that note, these are our special guests. We got a couple guys behind the wall. I don't think they want to be on, but if you want to introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I just want to hear the voice. Say your name.
I'm Caesar with the Goodfellas. Glad to be
Caesar's a shooter. Just be careful, y'all.
No, seriously.
Caesar quiet.
That's right, man. Shooter.
Greg is DJ Vlad now. Vlad
I know how. I'm telling everybody just
Low key
my
snitching.
man Caesar ain't shot nobody.
This week,
Not this
You
year.
don't look like a shooter.
Not this year.
Not.
those are the worst ones. So, I promise you. It's like, God, you look like a church going man.
I won't say church.
Hallelujah.
But you definitely just look cool, mellow, like you don't just be in all that.
That's
So, yeah.
That's the point,
We'll
right?
take that. We'll take that.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
That's what we
Hello everybody, my name is BJ, president of Goodfellas Cannabis Labs, also member of Goodfellas Organization.
Okay.
AP, you know who I am.
No,
I don't need no introduction. I'm all over the place.
And the doctor.
Dr. Nice.
So can we point out I'm the only woman on the
Oh yeah.
She,
So,
okay, so she is the only woman, but that was not my fault. What had happened was there were others who were invited, and some people had to cancel last minute.
Exactly.
And then my Empress got the
Whichever reason.
baby's homework, mommy duties.
So she decided to stay, and she told me earlier she can hold it down. So there we are.
yeah.
Let's see.
So originally this was going to be barbershop versus beauty shop. Okay, because we received a, I don't know, call it text, post,
Inbox.
okay, from somebody that was here last week. And the gist of it was, I'll let you break it down since.
I couldn't figure it out.
Okay, so have you ever been slapped by somebody that's your friend, and then they give you a hug? It's like, hey, are you okay? But you did it. They did it. So no. I know it sounds funny, but the way the post was set up was it was like, okay, I went to this place, meaning here, and there was a lot of masculine toxicity. The best way to say it. A toxic masculism, because no, this is a barbershop and this is unapologetically male. Okay, we gave her fair warning, and it's like even last week we were so subdued, so laid back. Multiple people commented on that. So from that point forward, going on the inbox, it was like, but you know what? It was safe. I had I'll be back because it was someplace that I feel that I can get my opinion out on. So I'm looking at it like, okay. How are you going to say negatives and give multiple positives? That's almost like when you're about to fire somebody, or as management, when you're upper echelon, it's two positives and a negative. Oh, you're a good worker, you're always here on time, but I gotta fire you. No, I'm being 100 right now. And it's just like, that's exactly the way the letter was, except it was multiple negatives and then multiple positives. But if it's both, how are you gonna say you will be back? And that's where we were like, okay, let's go ahead and discuss this, because this was, I don't want to say her name, but if y'all watched last week's show, there was only one woman here. Well, two women, and it's not his girl.
The Empress.
The Empress.
The Empress.
So yeah, it's not her. So at this point, that's why we were like, okay, let's go ahead and get both sides of this issue.
Or not this issue, every question. Because as we've seen, there's lots of women who join in, and there's only says nice scarf, Jackson, Jamie says, hey, Sam, few folks saying hello to you. But that's the whole point. Most of the people who listen have been women, which is always interesting. But the camera's over there, so you wait.
I'm like, that's my sissy box.
So the point is just to have more open conversations and dialogue, and we'll have it's a conversation. It's not a panel.
No, just casual conversation. Once again,
Speak your mind.
Yeah, and if we get into a debate, we will debate the topic, not the individual, because a lot of people have a tendency of not liking what you say because it's you. You know, debate the topic, the facts.
So what's the topic, Sam?
So
let's get to
the topic. Got topics galore,
juice.
but there's one thing that I saw earlier today that just like shocked the shit out of me. So there was this woman who went to a sperm bank, okay, got impregnated, so on and so forth, had the child. Now she is looking for who her child's father is from 23andMe. Okay, so multiple people from that sperm bank is suing the sperm bank and 23andMe, because all this was supposed to be like, hey, I give this under the pretense where I will never.
So somebody's in the fucking sperm bank, eagle legged open, whatever, pouring this shit in them or something.
Quite
no, not very close.
Oh no, wait, what?
Okay.
And that is what shocked Jackson.
I'm like, ego leg. No. Okay, so a female goes to a sperm bank, she does all the work, and now she's like, well, I want to know who the father is. So she gets a 23andMe test done, the DNA test done on her child. Okay, to find out who the father of her child was, like what area, so on and so forth. So men are finding out about this lawsuit, and they're like, well, shit, or about this woman digging into the child's past, and they're like, well, shit, I could possibly be found out. Okay, look.
As a sperm donor?
As a sperm donor.
But I thought that was the
No.
No, it's supposed to be private. It is supposed to be private. It is supposed to be private.
Exactly. It's just like, I'm giving you my spunk, okay, for whatever compensation the sperm bank gives me.
Okay.
But on the same note, it's like, on the premise I will never be known about.
True.
So,
I get that. What are you shocked about?
That one, it's like, okay, if you want to get impregnated and you want to know the gist of your baby's daddy.
Shit on to the club.
Exactly. Facts. That right there is facts.
So Layla says lawyers will not pursue it due to the confidentiality clause.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Now I actually
later down the road, you know who he is. Now you can come and ask him, well, this is your kid. Do you want to do something?
Exactly. You know.
No, that's not even what the point is. I think it's more so of a health perspective. If this person has genetic disorders of some sort, they'll know about it. I don't think it has
They
anything
test
to
for
do
that,
with
though.
But the screening process, they test for that.
The screening process.
I signed a disclosure.
Right, so
Yeah.
monetary compensation is not even part of the equation.
I can go a step further on this, actually.
Go ahead.
Because I watched a YouTube video recently.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know, these YouTubers, this chick, she did her DNA test, right? And, like, I love these because they don't ever turn the camera off, right? So, like, she's like, I bought my mom and my sister were all going to do DNA tests for Christmas. Let's see what happens. And, like, they all, like, are on Christmas morning, and her mom is like, you got a DNA test?
2 out of 3 don't
Okay,
match.
bitch. She was like, we need to talk. And so, like, she quickly finds out that her father's not her father.
What?
They went to a sperm bank and, like, picked the winner. You know what I'm saying? And, like, her and her sister and her brother are all the product of the same man's batch of sperm. right? She does the DNA test and finds out that she has a cousin like in Massachusetts or something, which is this dude's niece. So through that niece, she finds the sperm donor. He's cool with it. He's like, yeah, I guess I'll find out who you are or whatever. But what was real interesting about that is on the YouTube video, the dude who was the father that gave his sperm years ago, he was like, you know what, you might as well just like, we're gonna have to change the way we do this sperm bank shit because with DNA testing, it's gonna come out anyway.
Now, see, there was a movie about this where this guy had like 40 some odd kids around the nation from this one sperm. I'm trying to remember the name. But
Spike Lee movie?
No, it was I think Matthew McConaughey or
yeah.
I've heard of that.
Was he the father or something like that?
Yeah, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, that is just technically, since you are the father, can you still be hit up for child support?
No.
Why?
No.
that's part
Because
of
when
your
you go to the
constitution.
sperm bank, you're not allowed that.
But
You know going in,
Okay.
you're not going to get any monetary compensation of any kind or support from this person who donated
That
their
is
sperm.
a contract between you and the sperm bank,
Right,
not
right.
between you and the government. That right there is the issue. Because it's like, I can make a contract with this man, that doesn't mean you can't go after, it's like, hey, I finally found out who the father of my child is.
Basically
Boom.
cutting
But that's not fair.
Because the same way you're
Law
not
is
going to sue
fair.
because
Law is
my
fair, not the same.
confidentiality agreement said that you're not supposed to tell who my sperm is going to about
Right,
me.
right.
So
I mean,
now
you might-
I could sue them if they try
That's
to go
stupid.
that route.
Why would
Yeah,
you
hey.
just fuck somebody random and just do your thing?
And just do your
Get
thing.
facts.
Exactly.
But that's why I said club shit.
I.e. the club, the grocery store, church,
Why
must
do
be
you
the
have to call
same.
that?
So
Because the sperm donor bank is not going to support you in going after this man for child support either. They're not going to support you or back you on that.
Was the
Legally,
YouTube,
they're
your
not
family,
going to.
what culture?
So that's just dumb.
So, and actually, you know how YouTube is, they start suggesting videos, so I just went on a whole, I watched like 12 videos.
Yeah.
But the one that I mentioned, everybody's like, and I want to say one other thing after I finish, but they were some white people, of course.
Okay.
The other thing that like occurred to me is, and I think that all the fellas in this room should really take heed to this, is that DNA tests are going to get you jammed up. Because there's a statistic that I read a long time ago that said something like 75% of men in this country are raising at least one child that's not their own. So DNA testing.
Well, that's old school. They just brought it to
jammed up.
light. I mean, because that's like, remember you could be at a family gathering and let Uncle Joe get mad at Aunt, you know what I'm saying? And then they look at the baby and they be like, that's not your real father.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff
Yeah,
like that.
100%.
So it can get, it can get crazy.
So yeah, you might be thinking you're gonna find out if you're from Wakanda and find out you actually have a daughter named Wanda.
I don't even think you come up with that one.
Like, it really was that bad.
Wait.
That's why it was not very funny. But like real shit, like you know what I mean? Like imagine that, like, oh, I'm gonna see, like maybe I'm from Kenya. Actually, you have 3 kids.
Thank y'all for all the comments that are coming out. I'm trying to read them all and then respond to y'all as you're going along. But it kind of flows with the same conversation that you guys have been saying. The contract can stand in the court of law. More props to you. Some judges have ruled in the mother's favor, which is accurate.
There's no mistake.
I think,
Well,
yeah,
that's-
state
yeah.
depends on
There's no
the state.
mistake.
I would say that.
Colorado, they're awful.
Man, Colorado's always for
Not
it.
true.
Always.
Not
That
true.
is
Not
true.
true.
No, that's true.
Not true.
It's a
I actually know a lot of
woman-
men. We could say that it's for women's state. In
I'm
Colorado.
all for it though. I'm not saying there's a
I
wrong
know
way.
a few men that challenged the state and
I'm one
got
of them.
custody,
I'm
got
one
child
of them.
support from their kid's mother
I'm one of them.
because it takes the fight. It takes the fight. That's what a lot of men don't understand.
Well,
it's like they resign and say, "Oh, it's just for the woman."
It's-
no, if you really want it as bad as you do, then you take that shit to the court and do
Real
what you
shit.
need to do.
That's real shit. That's what
It's
I
not
did.
about just the woman defaulting because this is a fair and equitable state. That's a legal term for Colorado, fair and equitable. So all it takes is for y'all to go to the court and say, "This is what I want."
So I went to court. I won my child, and I had to pay the attorney. But then he turns around and gives her the bill.
There you
See,
go.
but brothers don't know this.
They don't know that because they think, "Oh, it's always set up for the woman." So I said, "No. If you bout it, they gon'
Get your
work for you
attorney
too.
first.
They
I
gonna work
mean,
for
if you know
too.
the laws, if you know the words in their language, do you? But I don't know it, so I had an attorney.
Do your due diligence.
Real shit.
Do your due diligence," and I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of men default on is secretly, personally, internally they don't want to do it, but they want to put on the best face and say, well, I want to be with my kid. I don't want this. I don't want that. I want to pay child support, but the mom is tripping. I don't want to even hear all that.
Why am I
I know
paying
too
child
many
support?
men
I
who
can't see
actually
the baby.
went to court and did what they needed to do and got the custody, got the woman to pay child support. I actually worked with a woman who was paying child support for her kids that she saw 50-50. All it takes is for you to do the work.
But what's the effort?
I ain't
But
seen
then
a dime.
a lot of men find the excuse, a lot of them have the money, oh, I got to do this, I got this. But the same effort the woman went to do that, you can do that.
So there's a saying, if there's a will, there's a way. So therefore, it's like you don't always have to have the dollar. Just have the
will.
The will. Yeah, the effort. You know, it's like most women say, as long as he puts forth the effort, that's all you have to do in 90% of the things in the world.
And that goes for court and your kids.
And that's what Jamie says. She says, I know 3 men in this state who have won primary custody of their kids. If you want it, we'll make it happen.
There you go.
And I think it's worthwhile to speak about intention, right? Like, I know brothers, I have very good friends who they were convinced and just followed their own personal narrative of, I'm going to be an ain't shit baby daddy. I'm going to be unreliable. I'm not going to, like, she's going to be a bitch and she's going to ruin my life. And, well, that's what happened. And, like, you look at dudes and you're like, bro, like, she just wants you to, like, pay, you know what I mean, a little bit of money. I won't do that shit, dog. Like, okay, well, bro, that's your own personal narrative.
It's
right?
the time.
Like,
Sometimes it's more about the time. And because
Exactly.
you don't want to give the time, the only way a woman knows how to come after you after you not showing you want to spend the time is to go for your pockets.
Except for those ones who go for your pockets or the ones who are very manipulative.
And that's another
because they
question
don't,
of intention.
because you don't want them anymore. Now you're gonna have problems with your kid. That happens just as much too.
So I tell my son, I'm like, look, man, it's not about being married no more. They will fuck you just to say such and such is my baby dad. And that's all you get.
I don't.
Now I feel personally insulted. I don't have no kids. I'm kind of
No, but that shit, I mean, because how many babies
That's your personal story.
I'm saying that's what I see.
I ain't saying all
But wait,
that.
that transitions really quick. Let me transition
Go
to a
ahead.
question. So a question that I want to address because I'm confused, and my confusion.
Greg, you are not the father.
That has never been a question and never been a problem.
It's like I strive.
I've been great in that aspect. But my question back to kind of from that topic to the masculinity. Can someone please explain to me, because I almost feel like the word toxic masculinity is attack on men nowadays. Why is it not okay? I'm going to ask you directly. To use the word, I'm going to ask you directly. Why is it not okay to use the word female versus woman or lady? Because I don't understand.
Okay, I am ready and prepared to answer your question,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Fitz. First of all, female is an adjective. It's not a noun. It's not even a proper noun. It is an adjective.
Descriptive.
Like you literally are saying a female chimpanzee, a female wire,
Female dog.
a female. Well, then there's another word for that, but you're trying to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
no,
they were.
I'm trying to stay
You're trying to stay focused. So, and I'm kind of the wrong person, or maybe I am the right person to be answered, because like really I should defer to Sammy because like she has more of a dog in the fight.
Secondary,
than I do.
tertiary, someone is like,
But and I'm sure she'll have follow up. But what you're doing is now you're reducing women to lesser than.
An umbrella?
Okay, wait, time. So then I cannot say
Under the umbrella of female?
he is a male.
But
Do you ever say that?
I refer to female, male, lady, gentleman, man, woman.
But
But,
when
like,
you
do you
talk,
say,
you say
I'm
that
hanging
male
out
over
with
there.
three
That male.
males.
I'm hanging out with 3 males.
These males coming over the house. They got a place to call and do it.
not every time a male and a female is always used in that perspective.
But in regular
Because
conversation, do you refer to your male friends, your men friends, your
I refer to
homies,
my
males,
men
males,
friends as my boys, but I would refer to you as my girl.
Okay,
Or a girl.
but the point is when you're
So
referring
before-
to women as females, do you do it equivalent to males? Do you refer
There
to your
is no
homies,
equivalent.
your boys, whatever? Do you just say
Females,
this
boys.
blanket, almost?
No, females, males.
Do you refer to them as males?
When I say female, I say I'm having males and females, and I think I said that.
And that's just
And
fine
that's
though,
not
because
good.
now you're
So, do you refer
describing.
them
I'm
to
just-
as friends? Do you refer to your girlfriend as a female?
I would refer to her as lady, or I would refer to her as woman, or I refer to her as my. No, I'm just kidding.
So
There could be-
you're
like,
grouping
there's a
them
gamut.
nondescript group of women, you refer to them as females?
It depends. It's not that thought of, to be honest. And that's why I said when me and him had a conversation,
So I think we're
it's
thinking
not
more
that thought of.
connotations than anything, right?
Right, and I was about to say, we're talking about intention once again, right? Like by using the word female, your intention is to accomplish something, whether it's internally for yourself by saying, well, they're not really women, they're females.
No.
They're subjects.
Okay, that's where.
No.
What if it's the umbrella, like, you know, my female friend or my lady friend, like that's still the umbrella.
You're now using female as you're using it to describe. I have a female friend, right? Like we said, we never call each other males. Like we just don't say, "Oh man, hey, look at these males coming
right.
up here. What's up, males?"
Even women don't refer to.
But that's a totally different vernacular than the way women talk
A
about
lot of women will
Because that's
say,
reactionary to
And
be
it's very much
called
reactionary.
females. It's reactionary to just say nondescript, derogatorily in a sense. All these males.
how many women
There's
do you
a bunch
know?
of
And instead of saying
chipmunks.
these men or these gentlemen, it's like these niggas are coming
But that's a
through.
respective term to say gentleman.
No.
He's got a point there.
Listen to the question that
He's got
is
a
asked. How many women do you know instead of saying these men or these gentlemen are coming through instead of like these niggas are coming through?
Okay.
Okay. Now, no, female and nigga are on separate levels because as a female, that's what you were born as. You were born as a woman, a female.
Okay.
We're born as men, so we're just describing exactly what you were born as. We weren't born as niggas. But yet, how many women?
I would say speak for yourself. I'm pretty certain I was born a nigga.
in the U.S.
I'm pretty sure the doctor slapped me and was like, "This little nigga is healthy."
Okay, so it's just like there's definitely a difference right there, and you know we're just trying as men,
Now,
right,
Jackson,
as males, we're just trying to figure out.
Let me
your
jump
perspective.
in. Let me jump in and say that they're the sameness about women using the term nigga as a general term for men and
Exactly.
female for women is
It's code for
they're
bitch.
both epithets. They're both
Agreed.
epithets
At different degrees though, because if I wanted to match nigga for nigga, it would be like nigga and bitch. Which you will never hear me disrespect a female like that.
Time out. So there's an old saying, you bait your hook for fish you can fry, right? So when you see women that talk about niggas or these niggas or girl, this nigga that I met this nigga last week, what kind of man usually ends up walking in to like meet her or that you see her dealing with, right?
Some fellas that we
Oh man, you talking about Bobby? But like real shit, like what we're saying is that what I'm saying is rather is that when you use, like, you can tell the type of person that would use those terms deals with a certain or actually is attracted to a certain type of person, and because they see their life that way, right? Unfortunately, most of the men that I know that really just have no problem, oh man, this female this female that, they've now out and identified themselves as you're the type of man that deals with a certain type of woman that treats women a certain type of way.
Exactly.
It is a signifier.
So it still goes to connotation, right? So I seen a poet say, she was a lady, she was like, oh, I had to correct the dude from saying these bitches. So then he starts saying, now this woman, see?
But yeah, and
now they switched the whole game up, but it's still derogatory.
So there's only basically it's about context and intent. The context and intent. So me using the term females and the way that I used it, there was no ill intent or to lower a woman below a man. And I think a lot of
consciously though. Like I think
at
that
a different age group, do you kind of measure yourself as a different type of? Oh, I'm not a female no more. I'm a woman to this extent.
Me as a grown woman, I don't prefer nor do I respect a man who refers to women as females. Like, I get why it's done. It's popular in culture right now to refer to women as females, but when I hear it, especially in context and conversation, when I hear men speaking it, it does come across as code for bitch or hoe.
And see,
because it depends on the audience.
Lost in translation.
I'm not saying every man uses it in that way, but when I hear it,
but most of you right
the
though.
tone. It's the tone.
It is.
Okay, so you're talking to me. So instead of, you're being respectful to me by not
being
referring to women
condescending.
as bitch or hoe, but when you say female, it kind of comes across as the same way. You're just using it in place of bitch or hoe because you see me as a person who wants that respect and doesn't want to hear bitch or hoe when you're speaking about women. So you say, oh, these females or females this or females that, and usually what follows after that general conversation referring to females is something negative or derogatory about women. So that's why immediately when I hear or see it, even on Facebook or social media, men referring to females this, females that, it's never ever followed with something positive about women. It never is. It never is. I've never even seen a man refer to female in the context of something positive. Usually when it's something positive, they refer to the woman as a lady or woman.
I honestly use it all. Yeah. I use female, I use lady, I use woman, depending on, and there's never ill intent. Even when I asked him, I said, do you know any other females who would like to be on the show?
And I texted back, I was like,
said,
you mean
you
woman?
He said, you mean woman? I'm like, no, because the way I said it.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, right. You get the feeling through the text, I was like, come on, Greg, man, play along, bro.
But you see, by saying that, there was nothing ill, there was nothing degrading, but even Jamie said that females or bitches is very condescending hearing it from a man. But hearing it from another woman, it's not.
So
that's two different
double standard.
Right. Why is it not condescending to hear it from another
I
woman?
think I got some signs
Go
on this.
ahead, Sean.
I think I got some signs
And I don't
on
want to
this.
hear another one to call me a female.
What about if a
What
woman
the
calls
hell?
you a bitch?
Hold on, Sean.
I don't respect a woman calling me a bitch either. Like, sometimes, you know, in joking, it's like, yeah, I know you're just joking because that's how you talk. But in general, if I just consistently heard women referring to me as a bitch, we gonna have a problem.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
We gonna have a problem.
So I would put it like this: if you were talking to an old ass white man, and he was like, "Listen, I don't say nigger to like call out your race. It's just something I've always done. I don't mean anything by it. It's just the way I've always spoken.
That's how I grew up.
When I grew up, if there was a group of guys on the corner, my dad would say, "Look at those niggers over there," and I'd say, "It's niggers."
Those are niggers.
I think of it, so black people stood up and was like, we don't like it when white folks call us that.
Right.
So most white people, even though most of them are like real pissed they can't anymore, most people are like, well, we'll stop saying it. And I think that enough women have come forward and said, we don't really like it when y'all call us females. Respect their decision. Okay, I can just
But it's some.
that
You don't
word
know
out of
who.
my vocabulary.
You don't know who dislikes it and who does.
I would not want to take the Pepsi challenge walking down the street with a bunch of black people and say, hey, nigga.
Well,
Hey, nigga. You don't like that?
Well, I mean,
somebody gonna knock your ass out.
But
that's how it
still,
goes,
it's okay
because
to say
even-
the us.
Somebody.
Well, no, I'm saying we still use the GGA that people want to say is okay, but that don't mean.
I think it's cool.
I still don't.
Right.
So
White
let's
people
ask
call you
women. Let's ask
No,
women.
hell no. So this is the
Now-
difference. Like what
I
you
think
just
it's
said.
Yeah, like amongst ourselves. Yeah.
Like you said, amongst ourselves, right? Just like I'm not gonna go to my mom's friends or my empress's homegirls and be like, look at these bitches and not, because that's their code.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna get fucked up. You feel me? So it's the same thing. It just
So, viewers wise, it says it takes on a derogatory tone. It does depend on the source and the subject. It's condescending for both men and women.
I agree.
So, just depending on
I
how
agree.
it's used is what I'm kind of getting at.
And it's
More
a
so than the
relatively
word
new term.
itself.
You didn't hear a lot of people even recently
This is
say
a
10 years ago
term
talking about
in my
female,
vocab.
female.
Friends. Okay.
And
What's
hold
the point?
up.
Just
I
refer
think,
to people, women as women. They're women.
well, and real quick,
They're female.
go ahead.
They're genetically female. The
Exactly,
scientific
exactly.
is male
I
and
get
female.
that, but we're also you're
No,
denying
hold on.
the humanity of the person by
Women-
referring to them
okay.
as female.
It's women by maturity, female by birth. So
Okay.
therefore, if I'm
You're
calling,
you're denying their humanity by referring to
no,
them as
it has
female.
nothing to do with humanity. It's like you're a female by birth. You are a woman by maturity.
And your lady, how you carry yourself.
Exactly. So therefore, each of them are.
So once again, code for bitch or hoe.
I don't. You have never heard me. Okay. As many hours as I've been in front of a camera, you've never heard me disrespect a
You
woman.
bitches,
hold
you
up.
had no.
can I jump in and say,
Females and
can I jump in and say
Go ahead.
that to me, the very definition of what they call toxic masculinity.
What is toxic masculinity?
Toxic masculinity is when someone
Studs.
presents you with something like, I prefer that you not call me female. And instead of saying, I hear you and I accept that, I have lots of words that I can use besides
calling
that.
you that.
Toxic
There's
masculinity
nothing
is,
wrong with
well,
it.
hold on now.
I've been saying it.
I
for a
kind of
long time,
like
and I don't mean
female.
it
I'm
to
going
be
to keep
mean.
on saying it. Or when somebody says,
got
like, yo, as a man, I would like you to recognize your privilege in this situation where you just kind of walk in and you're able to do that. I don't have no privilege as a man. I refuse to change or learn anything. That's true toxic masculinity. When somebody
is just the way I
presents you,
am.
like, look, here's a different choice. This is something I
say.
So
that's toxic.
Okay, so back in the day, there used to be nowadays you have toxic masculinity, but back in the day, the saying used to be mannish. Do you think there's a difference, or is there
Chauvinist?
Mannish wasn't a good thing in my house.
No,
I heard that. I was about to get my ass.
Exactly. It's like,
oh, you being mannish, huh?
Mannish.
God damn.
And women can be mannish. Don't get it twisted.
Absolutely.
It's actually very negative to refer to a woman as being mannish.
Negative period. They refer to anybody as being mannish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and let's talk about that, because now that's an even deeper level of when you start talking about sowing the seeds of toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how we treat young men, young boys especially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was thinking about this when I was in the shower getting ready to come over here. My nephew, my brother-in-law, used to punch this little nigga in his chest as hard as he could when he was like 6 years old.
Little what?
Little nigga.
He was a little.
Talk
that's
about
my
it. Go
nephew.
ahead, keep talking about it.
I call my nephew a little nigga. All right, I never actually saw it, but like his father would catch this nigga unaware and be like, ah, and be like, don't cry. What the hell is that, bro? Like, what?
Violence.
That's violence. That is
It's
toxic
an
masculinity.
early age to not express your emotions and to harden the man or boy to not be soft, which in fact is very detrimental.
Basically,
as you know, as a
gang
man.
bang at breakfast.
Well, basically,
Buy your
it's
pops.
detrimental
Be
to
hard
you.
at
It's
breakfast at all
detrimental to
times.
Buy
You
your
never know.
pops.
Yeah, I get it.
And if you ask my brother-in-law what he was doing, I'm teaching him how to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Nah,
I think
that's
you're just
not it.
teaching him how to like not scream. You punch him in the chest.
Internalize that pain and make that fungus grow.
Exactly.
Like, you know, I mean, like, for real. And like, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
You're teaching.
No, woman, not babe, woman.
Well,
No,
this is
he-
really
That's my nigga. That's my nigga.
We have a comfort level
Yeah.
with
She
him.
called me nigga.
Yeah.
She been in my mom's basement, so you know.
Oh.
That's like we talking about.
not like
We're
that.
talking
No,
about struggle days.
I was fixing my goatee.
Struggle days, like putting it together for the $5 menu.
Yeah,
and I got
Jello
250,
pudding,
you
huh?
got
Rob's
$1.
here. Remember, Rob's here. We won't talk about Rob's
Yes,
here.
exactly.
Okay,
So,
Anyway,
with the toxic masculinity, it's taught at a young age with the young boys from both women and men, and that's the sad part, because both as a team, tag team boys, to shut down their emotions, not be in touch with their emotions, to shut down, to not express those emotions, whether they're sad or upset or hurt or feeling embarrassed about something. We
So I got a
condition our
side.
boys to repress that.
Side note. Did we fail our youth
Yes.
today?
Yes.
right
Yes.
now,
Yeah.
Yes.
kids that are how old though?
okay.
Because I be seeing these youngsters like
That's a good
kids
question,
that are
bro.
like 18 and under. I feel like they're okay or better than at least the kids.
I'm gonna
that
say
are
from the
20.
90s to
To
current.
present?
Yeah, we failed them.
Okay.
Yes.
This is the craziest thing. I saw it today. Okay, so the millennials are blaming their problems on the elders because they're like, okay, y'all put in the hard work. Y'all
Lamar,
gave us,
what up?
Y'all gave us all this new technology where we don't have to go anywhere to make money. We could be millionaires and not leave the house. We can do this, that, and the other all from a keyboard. We don't actually have to go out there and get our hands dirty or dirt under our fingernails, do that labor that generations before us did.
Okay.
Now we can just kick back literally with our feet up, our keyboard, mouse, click, and drag, and make millions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay? So the millennials feel that the older generations, their parents and on, is the problem, or is the basis of the problems that they are having now.
I believe it.
And I was like, I never thought about it that
Yeah.
way. Because I know technology breeds convenience. Okay? That right there is general knowledge. Just like, okay, a vacuum. Back in the day, you had to sweep. Now it's just, hey, it sweeps for you. You just got to push it around.
Okay.
And if you got a little more money, you just press the button. The little bot just does it for you.
Right.
So it's like you're
But socialization. We haven't. Where we failed that generation is that we haven't taught them how to socialize, and the problem with that is we have taught them a negative way in that socialization instead of teaching each other to respect each other's humanity, we assign roles and we say, this is what you're supposed to be and this is what you're supposed to be. So this is what a woman's supposed to be, this is what a man's supposed to be. So when you have the toxic masculinity, it's taught at such a young age where the repression of a man's emotions comes out in the form of violence and oppression and one-upping, and putting women in a role that's submissive, and there's nothing wrong with submission, I'm not saying that, but that's subject to a man's desires, subject to a man's wants and needs, where in reality that man in and of himself doesn't even understand internally what's going on with him emotionally to even to define what he might even want from a woman.
May I jump in here?
Yes, of course.
So we see a lot of times, like a couple years ago, the brother that went and shot up his wife and her job because she wanted the divorce.
Oh yeah,
One down here
yeah, exactly.
Jamie, you know about that.
So when you talk about toxic masculinity, we have to teach our young men and young boys, if a woman doesn't want you, she just doesn't want you, bro. It's not the end of the world. You can keep it moving. There's so many other things that you can do and move on with your life. But instead, and this is from a societal level,
yes,
it's reinforced in movies, songs, everything is like, oh, you know what? She's gonna come over. You just gotta
gotta press her.
Your mouthpiece ain't right, bro. Like
you gotta keep pressing her.
Why don't you start
Cardi B and
Offset showing up to Cardi B concert? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
and that's
example.
why people were calling out. It's like the lesson we're telling people is, if a woman says no to you, that's the starting
Well, I
point.
just read.
That's the starting point to keep pressing her.
Oh.
But that's what she's conditioned to do. As a woman, she's conditioned, okay, well, if this man keeps pressing you, he loves you, he loves you, he loves you. It doesn't matter how toxic he may be, it doesn't matter how negative he might be for her life, because he keeps saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. Well, girl, that's your man. No, that's not necessarily a positive way to go, because he himself hasn't even discovered what it means to be a man.
Yeah,
She trapped 10 years in and waste your goddamn
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a real
Yeah.
man, and I don't mean to use that term, but that's the...
I hate that term too.
Right.
I prefer
A man who's in touch with
I prefer the
himself
term.
would have respected the space that she may have needed to heal and make a decision to still be with him, but instead he kept pressing her and pressing her. And he called upon the public to, oh, I love her, I love her. So he rallied all these people around her, nationwide, to press her to come back. That's negative. That's not a very, very healthy way.
To a degree, but what if he gave her space, totally backed off? Some people say out of sight, out of mind. Some people say absence makes the heart go fonder.
It's true.
It depends on the couple. It depends on what's going on.
That's true.
So
It's true.
should you put forth that effort, or do you just back up and completely leave it
You
alone?
don't show up
It
at
just
somebody's
depends.
job though. Press
Yeah.
the. I mean,
Yeah,
for
that's
instance, she's performing. Okay, so what? She's famous, and everybody's like, "Oh, she's famous. That's what they do." But you know what? Say I work at Comcast, and dude shows up at Comcast
Well,
with
what
this
if
big
dude
display of
sends you
flowers,
flowers?
and it's like pressing me in front of all my coworkers, like, "Come back to me, baby. Come back to me, baby."
Okay.
Well, guess what? Comcast is gonna say, "You know what? He's harassing her. Get him out of here. We got work to do." And I'm going to be embarrassed because you
Right.
showed up like that.
But if he
in
sends
the
you
real world,
flowers,
that's not going to work.
But if he sends you flowers to your job, is that still? Because it's still pressing. It's still telling you, "I'm sorry, I want you
In a
back."
more
But
subtle
it's
way.
flowers. Look, I'm a real woman, so flowers are not going to cut it. I want to see. I don't need an apology. I need to see behavior
Action.
and action to follow.
Action.
Flowers are not a sorry.
And-
Flowers are not an apology. Flowers is a display of your ego.
Right. And the toxic aspect is placing yourself into things, right?
Yes.
So
yes,
like, I mean,
that's it.
we
Placing
deal with
yourself into
Cardi and
into
Offset
it.
because they're kind of like, we don't really know them, but we kind of know them. But there's a million other things that you can do in that situation. Like, you're a known fuck nigga who bangs groupies.
There you go.
No. Like, you want her back? Hand her your phone. My passcode is 73413.
That's the start.
That's where you start.
And
You
she
don't
still-
show up like, hey fans, let's chant Cardi, take me back.
I'll give it
That's
to you after I delete everything.
Yeah, that's
but
toxic right
but-
there.
And
No,
like
no,
real
facts.
shit though, if you like, and especially when you're like, and I don't have kids, thank God, but like when you're dealing with a family
Really?
situation, but you know what I'm saying, like
Thank God there are more than one of you here on this planet.
No.
Yeah, so
but
for
for
The
real,
owner ain't called me.
But like Sheila said, apologies should be followed by remorse and change behavior, which is true.
Behavior.
Which
Change
is behavior
behavior.
is good, but also not but. In addition to,
there you go.
there are other things you can do to initiate so that you give me a chance to see the change behavior.
Right. And some of that requires a little space. Some of that requires a little time, a little check-in. You don't just flood this person with, I'm sorry,
Okay.
take me back.
Hey, can I ask y'all a
Then
question?
it becomes annoying. Go ahead.
Does Offset not deserve to lose Cardi for what he did?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
That's their relationship. Is one person cheating? I know lots of people who cheat.
Right.
Okay.
And I know lots of women
on
who
both
cheat.
ends.
I
Exactly.
know a lot of women. So now, does one person excuse the cheating, or how many times before they excuse the cheating? It all depends on the person.
So that goes back to the old school saying.
But
like
if she says no, I don't want you back, does that
It
become
could be-
a problem?
no.
Where is it? Where do you draw the line where
It can be
she
her
should have to take it
How
back
many-
just because he
hold on.
put on this big display,
Hold on.
or she's okay and we accept that she says no, I don't want him back because he hurt me.
Okay, now.
and that's just her honest.
I don't want him back because I'm
Here's
afraid
my
he's going to do it
situation.
again. I don't want him back because he's a dog ass motherfucker.
Oh, okay, question for you. Okay, so
We'll
Sam, ready?
Real
Male,
Sam King.
male and female. Okay.
No, you can't use those words.
No. I'm using it specifically. Okay,
Yeah.
females,
Uh-huh.
emotional by nature.
Uh-huh.
Facts.
Okay.
Men, not as emotional by nature. Facts.
But that's a training.
No.
That's a
No.
condition.
It's
a condition.
testosterone and
That is
No,
not.
it's a
testosterone
conditioning.
no.
It's a conditioning.
No. It's
Testosterone actually makes you more emotional.
That's
okay,
right.
Okay. Hold on.
No.
No.
That's
Oh, wait,
biological
okay,
fact.
go ahead.
That's biological fact.
There's one
Okay.
mic.
We will go back to that momentarily, but go with this. Okay. A situation happens in a relationship.
Okay.
They go their separate ways. Man's like, no, I love her. I want to do everything I can to get her back.
Okay.
She says no the first time because the first time you see anybody, male or female, emotions come up. No, I fuck you, I hate you, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
You go about your business. You calm down, you compose yourself, you see them again, less emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, we don't know if that was the first time, the third time, the fifth time that they saw each other, let alone in public or in private.
Okay.
So therefore, she was like, she might have been no the first time in private. Second time might have been in public. Third time might have been private. Fourth, fifth, sixth in private. Next thing you know, like Greg said, today it's like, oh, she took him back. Now the question I have is, do women want the action or the effort? Okay, because
Are
those
they simultaneous?
they are not the same.
Okay.
Okay, the effort is me telling you small little things.
Okay.
Action is like, fuck that, I'm gonna come up to your job. Look, I'm gonna come up to your job and show you I want you. Effort is let me send you flowers. Action is let me bring the flowers to your job.
Pause.
But when
it's- but what if he
you
is-
didn't put enough effort into it? So I didn't think that you really wanted me with this relationship.
So I already know this.
You hear that a lot.
This is a multi-tiered.
That's a certain kind of woman.
No,
That's a certain kind of woman. A certain kind of woman
Multi-tiered
wants
question.
to
Wait,
have
I'm going one.
So wait, hold on.
I'm
Let me
first.
read a couple of these.
Time out.
Oh, shit.
You know that thing messed up.
I'm gonna read a couple of the comments.
Go ahead. I
just
can't
so it's
read
going
my
on.
shit.
So
Yeah.
basically, the zone said no one's under any obligation to be in a relationship. Sheila thinks you have to set the expectations of what your deal breakers are and stick to it. Mucci also says, and it doesn't matter if they are married versus being girlfriend or boyfriend. And then Jamie says, but the problem's coming up to the job and disturbed in the bag. If a baby mama showed up at some dude's job
Real
talking
shit.
that BS, they would scream security.
I had a woman come to my job once, and I'm a DJ. and she's well known in this town. She was on a heater. She showed up like, we need to talk. Like, everybody had their hands in the air. Turn this shit off.
Fuck them.
I'm like, wow.
See, let's talk about that though, because girls growing into women are taught and conditioned to be more vocal about their emotions, to be more in touch with their emotions. Whereas
Women
men-
always been.
But hold on. I
Let me
think.
finish my point.
Okay, go
Let me
ahead.
finish my
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
And boys, on the other hand, are taught to squash them, to push them down, to not show them it's weak. It's not something boys are supposed to do. Well, there needs to be a balance because women, in turn, think it's okay. And I know this is going to go against the grain because a lot of women
Talk that shit.
are used to having their voice be heard, whether it's in a positive situation or negative situation. They're trained to be able to say, "This is my voice." But men versus that are taught okay, this is my voice, but this is not how I'm going to say it. This is not how I'm going to do it. This is weak. This is shown. And because of that, they're not as responsive to a woman expressing her emotions because they're taught that's weak. So that's why you get that disconnect where a man scoffs at a woman's emotions, scoffs at how she may feel, scoffs at how she may express it.
Man or men?
Men.
No, see, okay, now that right
Not,
there,
just in general as
you are automatically grouping everybody like all men.
But it's a conditioning, societal conditioning
but
for
see,
men to
society
suppress their
doesn't
emotions.
rule everybody's life. The thing is, it's like if you refer to it as men you know or men that you've experienced. Okay, I can respect that.
I'm not speaking from men I experience. I'm saying as a whole, as society, how society.
But you don't know everyone in society.
I'm not saying individually.
That right there.
Okay,
it's
so
an issue.
you want to tell me.
So we're saying what we see.
Right. So you want to tell me, in your experience growing up, you were taught to express your emotions at every turn, to express if you were angry, to express if you were embarrassed, to express if you were upset.
Exactly. I was raised by a single mother, so
I was raised by
but on the same note, not everybody has experienced that. And my biggest thing is like if you put it towards the group that you're speaking specifically about. And not group everyone as a whole. That's like me saying, you know what?
Female.
All women are blah 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 blah, and I only know 1,000 women.
Okay, so toxic masculinity though would dictate though. You were blessed to be able to. You were taught to express your emotions, but toxic masculinity would have your fellow associate men who are in your circle or within your immediate acquaintance to look down on you or maybe talk bad about you even behind your back, that you are expressive about your emotions, that you do have a connection to your internal feelings that you are able to express in a constructive way. There will be men, they may not say it to your face, but that toxic masculinity will have the men surrounding you not accepting that and looking at it as a weak thing about you.
Until you know who you are. True. That truly is a problem.
Because toxic masculinity does not just
some of the
come from women, it comes for your fellow men as well, because your fellow men may be conditioned to be a certain way.
Well, of course, that's the punch in the chest.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's not
Absolutely.
just coming from women to say this is toxic masculinity. In fact, the term itself was coined by a man because it is a collective thought, a groupthink of how men are raised as boys and how they become men. Masculinity, you have to be masculine, you have to do this. It doesn't just come from how women view you. Of course, women are fighting the grain of how that comes because of how we are treated, but it's a collective of how men also speak to one another, how they treat one another, how they associate one another. So there's that toxicness just from socializing with other men. Okay. So you may not be aware of it, but there will be men that you associate with who be like, oh, Jackson, he this, he that, he that. They may not say it to your face, but they know that you're connected to your emotions. They know that you can speak those emotions clearly as what we as a woman would say, that's a real man. But your fellow men may be like, oh, he weak, he's this, he's that, he's that. So it's surrounding you no matter where you go.
Well, I would say up in age, it depends, because I know myself very. If I'm going to cry, trust me, it's a reason. You feel me? I'm just not finna cry. Go ahead.
So a couple of these comments here. Sheila first says, women are naturally born to be nurturers, so they're more willing to find understanding and hold on to hope. Many women have the idea of being the one who changes the man for the better.
Girl,
I don't like that whole women need to change the man and try to find the change the man. Kind of going along with that, the next says, in my experience, guys have said, pick your battles. I'm taught if it bothers me, I'm addressing it. How I address it is the key, but I'm addressing.
That's right, girl.
Communication.
Z says she totally agrees with you. A large majority are raised, as she stated, not all, but quite a few. And that's the whole thing. Not all is.
Not all. I will not say not all. I will say as a majority. That's how.
I mean, but what do we see though? Okay,
we're gonna move on.
Next, moving on to some other shit that's gonna piss you off.
So we ain't gonna talk about Terry Crews and Kevin Hart.
Right.
So
what's up? Sorry, what up?
Actually, that's a great
Let's do this.
By the way, if you just tuned in, it is the Sammy Burnett show, and we're just some other niggas.
But before you start, hey folks, please share, and more share. We're trying to build our audience. We are true to the people who've been with us from season 1, episode 1, when it was just me and him. right here, and then you see how it's grown. So please share, comment, clap at us. We'll clap back.
Yeah.
And okay, Sean.
All right,
So
let's do this.
again, DJ Blad, right, had DL Hughley. I'm sorry, Terry Crews and DL Hughley.
Right.
DL Hughley was on DJ Vlad. DJ Vlad brought up the whole Terry Crews sexual assault thing, and DL Hughley played himself, as everybody does when they go on DJ
Especially
Vlad.
him.
I mean, yeah, especially
Hughley's
him.
my
He's
nigga.
got some valid
Please,
points,
proceed. I haven't heard this.
He missed the mark on this one. He really
Yeah,
did. He
so
really did.
DL, and I won't go through the but he went to great strides to call Terry Crews soft and a punk because he didn't slap the shit out of the dude who grabbed his genitals at the Hollywood party.
No, this is.
But Terry Crews explained why he did not.
Right.
And
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Explain in front of Congress why he did not, right? And so Terry Crews jumped on Twitter and was like, hey, I've explained at length why I didn't do this. And DL Hughley said, yeah, but you should have still slapped the shit out of him. And Terry Crews answered back, that's not, if you're suggesting that's how I deal with a toxic masculinity situation, should I slap the shit out of you, DL Hughley?
Now that's Terry Crews. Go ahead, fuck with him.
Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? DL, he's here tonight. Isn't he here right now?
DL, he is here.
Yeah, he's here this weekend.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, like, they were talking about this on Dish Nation.
Okay.
And I gotta agree with what they said. The gist of it is, it's like, okay, one, this is a big man. Yeah, he could have snapped old boy in half, no problem. But on the same note, that one action, which you may have been, I don't want to say congratulated for in the long haul, because the gist of it is, he assaulted you, you fought back, you hurt him, but there went your career. So therefore, your children, your wife, your household, gone.
Right, which is what any victim, even a woman,
And what else you gonna
considers
do?
when she's
Big muscle head Terry
assaulted.
Crews.
They consider
and
this person is a higher echelon in society than I am. They're making
Right.
more money.
And
they
we
have more
all
power.
know Terry Crews is
So a
cracking
lot of
shit
women,
out
that's
that
why
white
a lot of
man.
women don't
Oh, yeah.
report what happened to them because of the position of the man who did it to them. So Terry was put in that same position. And that's what's sad about it, because when you have the toxic masculinity situation going on, he was put in the same position that is traditionally found with women. Women are put in it. So when you have all these people say, well, why did they report it? Why didn't they report it? Why didn't they report it? They criticize these women for taking 10, 20 years. I get it. Yeah, it should have maybe been reported, but if you put yourself in that woman's shoes and realize their career could have been jeopardized, their livelihood for providing, maybe they're a single mom, for providing their child would have been jeopardized. It's these decisions these women have to make. Well, should I report that I was raped? Should I report I was assaulted? Especially in situations that are big money like Hollywood. It's
So
like
just bottle it in
they
because
bottle it
it's
in.
a chess move.
Right. So it's easier to put it out there 20 years later when you're more established, this person's far removed from you, then you can say, okay, well maybe I can speak about it now
Confidence
because
is
this
up.
person can't impact my path in life.
This is my shit.
And, yes, they can say, oh, they're slandering me, they're this, that, and the other. Well, okay, but chances are these women know it's not going to put this person in jail, but it's such a relief to release that burden that this person put on you all those years ago to say, yes, this person raped me, this person assaulted me, this person touched me.
So that's the Bill Cosby effect.
It's the Bill Cosby effect, and it's sad to me so much
More
that
like
you
the
even
Weinstein
have,
effect.
that you even have women saying, well, why did they take so long? It's like we're so conditioned to not say anything that the criticism comes from other women who have probably been assaulted or raped. They're so conditioned to not say anything that they also lash out, adding to the toxic masculinity, and say, well, it took them so long to say anything, they should have said something when it happened. Those same women who often criticize that have been touched. They have been assaulted by their uncles, their cousins.
Absolutely.
And they were, don't say anything, don't say anything,
themselves.
too scared themselves to say anything. So it saddens me to see that instead of supporting it. For instance, Jussie Smollett. A lot of people have criticized him, saying, was he telling the truth? How come we don't know all the facts? Yeah.
Well, wait now. Because I've seen no, that's not true. That's not true. They said there was poured a chemical on him.
Oh,
is what one report said.
Okay.
But now here's the other thing too with that whole thing. That just because a story comes out initially does not mean it's 100%.
That's true.
And
I
we
agree
shouldn't
with
jump
that.
on a
And
story
we should wait.
thinking
We should
it's
wait to see
100%
it
fact.
happen.
Same thing
Yes.
happened with Chris Brown last week. Don't jump on a story and attack, because when you listen to some of this stuff that's going on with this Justice Smollett story,
There
some
are
of it
holes.
is not adding up.
Yeah,
Not saying what happened did not happen completely,
Right.
but
But
there's
there's
stuff
holes
that's
in it.
happening. That's more stuff. If you're not willing to share your phone record, why would you not share your phone record that you were talking to your manager at the time? You or your manager are not willing to share that record with the police to find out what's going on.
Manager showed
Why?
up 45 minutes after this alleged.
Was he really going to Subway to get something to eat?
No,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Are you going to Subway at
That
2
don't
a.m.?
make no difference.
2 a.m. in Chicago
Nobody.
minus
There's
24
Subway right
hours.
downstairs. It was empty.
There
It's not
are
walk by someone for 24 hours.
there are subways open 24 hours in Chicago.
Okay.
Mind you, it's 20 degrees negative out there.
Yep.
So are you really strolling to
In a
get you a
row.
sandwich? Or were you doing something else that you don't want everybody else to know
Okay,
you were doing?
but see, the toxic masculinity comes in when you have a gay man who
Has nothing to
no,
do with
no,
the
no,
gay.
listen,
It's holes in the-
Go ahead, no, go ahead, finish,
listen,
go ahead, finish.
listen. Okay, so you have a gay man who claims he was assaulted. Okay, you have this backlash of people who don't want to believe him. But you also have a man like R. Kelly, who is cisgender. He has been assaulting and manipulating women for decades. Okay, but you have people coming to his defense. So where do you delineate the line of I'm not going to believe this person, even though we don't even have all the facts that he was assaulted,
Okay.
but you also going to just believe this person and he says I didn't do all that, but there's
Well, I would
a
say
mountain of evidence of
stand
this
neutral
person doing it.
until
Okay,
Yeah.
so the situation with R. Kelly, no one gives a fuck. We already know his past.
Yeah.
Right.
The situation with so what was
Jesse.
Jesse. Okay, his situation is there are holes in his stories,
Mhm.
and he's not
But
fully.
doesn't mean he wasn't
hold on,
assaulted.
No.
and he's not fully cooperating. So therefore, going with this toxic masculinity, if he's a male and he was assaulted the way he said he was, and nothing to do with he was gay, wouldn't you want to give all the facts to the police so they can start backtracking and get these people?
But he's also
that
a
right
victim
there.
because him being a gay and black man, he's probably hesitant. And who knows what his reasoning might be,
Well, the
but
Chicago
because he
police
has
have
two strikes against him
a
when
dozen
it comes to that.
detectives
He's black and
working
he's
on
gay.
this.
Now,
So you have to sympathize with that in the situation that, just like any woman who might have been assaulted, well, people are already against me because I'm gay and I'm black, so I have two
can I
strikes
just jump
against
in?
me.
Jump in
Go ahead,
real quick
go
and
ahead.
say this is why TMZ is the devil. Because
And media takeout.
But no, for real, because like what we've moved from is a fact gathering process before we're presented with news to
Who gets the
breaking
story
alert.
fastest.
Chris Brown has been brought up on charges
Charge
of
of rape.
when literally Chris Brown
The
walked into the
dozens.
police department 2 minutes ago and somebody got it on their cell phone. So like, I mean, like I think we all have to bear the brunt of responsibility of saying, okay, well, this has happened. Let's let things unfold. She
And
brings
then
up
make a
very
decision.
valid points. Like we don't know what really happened with dude, but it's not that's not our business. It is our business to stand up and be like, it's not right to assault anyone on the street,
Agreed.
whoever they are. Like nobody should be getting chin checked or whatever happens. You know what I mean? But like that TMZ shit is what gets us in this mind state where people jump immediately to conclusions. Like, oh, terrorists. Well, it's a white person. It's not a terrorist. It's
The
Oh,
same
yeah.
thing with
No way it's
the Indian
No way.
with him drumming, and then the way
Yes.
the initial
Oh my
story
God.
is way different than the actual story. So now it's I want to be so forward and so right in the face of a breaking story that's not 100% correct all the time to
Right.
bring a narrative to people that there is a lot of division going on and there's problems. But if you watch that hour-long video, the way that it was initially said did not happen.
right.
Chris Brown, the way it initially
Right.
said did not
Right.
happen. So now on this, here's a breaking news story. Not saying he didn't get assaulted. He has a scratch under his eye. I see people catch beat downs. You got a scratch. Okay. It might have happened, but it's not happening to me. It doesn't sound like the way it's being put out there.
Portrayed.
Well, it's
That's
like
all I'm
telephone,
saying.
right? It's like the grade school game telephone.
Yep.
By the time it gets over to Khysin, it's going to be something completely different.
Just with 5 people, the story changes that much.
Yeah.
5 degrees of separation. So, yeah, we're definitely going to move on because we could be on this one forever.
Yeah.
So we're going to go on something a little
The
lighter.
new president,
We're going to go on something a little lighter.
the lady that's running.
Oh, well, yeah, we can go there.
No, politics. So I'm thinking more
My car will
like
blow up when I leave here.
Right.
right up your alley. The Game's new song with Kim.
Okay.
Well,
So can I have a controversial? Can I take my controversial stance on the game?
You're right, James.
Go ahead.
You're right. Again.
The game is like Larry Holmes in the 90s. Nobody want to see you fight no more, bro. Why are you still putting on trunks, jumping in the ring? Who cares what the game says or thinks?
But the point of the question is, with the game,
been whacked for a
when
minute.
did you stop talking about exes you've been
But
with?
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
It's
how many years? How long do
Hey,
you
this is
stop?
going on.
Yeah, I heard that
But
shit.
see,
What's
that
going
brings up
on?
a good point because what happens is men.
No,
and this is toxic masculinity.
women do the same thing though.
Ownership.
Go ahead.
You see, that's why I say I was gonna hold my own.
No, hold
Look,
your
nine
shit.
of y'all.
Hold your
Nine. Let me count. 1, 2, 3,
This
4,
okay,
5,
time
6,
out.
7,
This is
8,
not
9.
jump on her because
No.
just like I said earlier, this is a discussion. This is not barbershop against beauty shop because all her people didn't show up. Okay.
My people
No,
just
no, no,
show
no,
me.
no, no.
That's why I said I was
Because
standing
as
on my
far
own.
as
My people, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Gender.
The
I'm
people,
here.
the females, the other gender.
The other women.
The other women did not show.
The other
women
ladies.
get.
But so let me get us back on topic.
Thank you.
Personally, when Pusha did the little, out in Drake's kid and stuff like that desperate people do dumb shit, right? Like, to me, the game is so desperate to, like, have people, bumping their lips about, like, okay, the game is such a gossip. He's kind of like a chick. He has been his entire career. He's always a nigga like, let me tell you, bitch, like, I knew that bitch. She was on my videos.
Look,
She was sucking dicks. Like, the game is that dude.
Let's
He
do a
runs
poster
his
here.
fucking mouth.
Men gossip more than women.
Stop. Time out. Once again, you are grouping.
I will say
It's not okay for him to do it.
Hold on,
Y'all hate it when we
Hold on, we're talking too
y'all
loud.
do it too.
We have one mic. This is the way it works. Men and
Y'all
women
hate
both
that.
gossip. Period. Okay, it's not one more than other because you don't know everybody. Okay, they both gossip. Period.
Men gossip more than women.
Shut up, man.
Way more than women.
It's just an opinion.
Way more
Of course,
than
it's his
women.
opinion.
Yeah.
That's his opinion
Oh,
on
it's
how he
opinion now
feels.
when you want to label the man.
As a lifelong
when it comes
penis
to
owner,
labeling the
As a
women.
lifelong penis owner, you
I'm not
may
gonna say I was
gossip.
always a man, but like dudes be like,
As a lifelong
"Nigga, get you
penis owner,
here."
you may
Yeah.
gossip. I don't. I
Yeah.
can give two fucks about everybody in this room because I don't need to speak on your life.
I have
I'm
men
not
come
listening
to me
to
like,
you.
oh, did you know, did you know? More so than women do.
I think it's more of a plot if a man says, because I've been on somebody's rubbed me under the bus to get to my shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And dudes be knowing everything about each other. It's like, oh man,
Well,
coming
here it
and
is.
goings and stuff like that.
Having a shop is a blessing because we know everything.
Mm-hmm.
We cut so many people, and there's a lot of secrets that I have to hold.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't gossiping.
If you were a good man,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not
Like, if
gossiping.
you're a good man.
You know.
Yeah. And but like, the dude that you see to be out by himself, that's the nigga that don't know.
But the thing is, it's an opinion because I'm around a lot of women who I hear a lot of gossip
Real
from.
shit.
I'm around dudes who I hear gossip from. I don't think it's one more than the other in the people who I know. So it's just opinion on if you say more, if she says less. That's still just opinion. But the whole point of the whole conversation was, and the topic itself is, when is it time to let go of talking about people you've been with in your past? That was the whole point.
Yesterday.
Once you're done, you're done. Because I still see
Yesterday.
people.
Damn, yesterday.
Let go of that yesterday.
I don't know, because me and my Empress, we be out, and I'm like, shit, that's a body count right there. You know?
I feel
When
attacked
I-
right now
When
by the whole
I
topic.
date, I don't want to hear about your exes. Okay.
But I'm
Unless
saying
it's something
for
significant that impacted you
Right.
as far as like how you mind yourself, how you carry yourself, you learn a
Like how much I
significant
hate
lesson from that. A significant lesson.
I hate them all.
A significant
but that
lesson.
lets you know the type of
But
relationship
if you just want
that
to
I
tell me,
have.
oh,
Like, me and her,
we did it in the car
like
one
here's
time.
here's
or,
my code, here's
you
my
know, she was a
she
freak,
know
or
everything
she
about
did
me.
this, or she did that, or she always calls me. I don't want to hear all that. Because then I'm
Who
going
do
to
you
think you're
feel
still
is more
attached.
secretive, men or women?
Who would I think is more secretive?
Yeah.
Women.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think it's equal.
Okay. So hold on.
So once again,
I think it's
opinion.
Opinion. So it's funny.
It
Fuck that fact.
As
Women
a-
are more secretive.
As a
What did
woman,
Chris Rock say? A man's lie is I didn't sleep with her. Or
Here's
woman's
your
lie is
hat.
so big.
A woman's hat is this is your hat,
Yeah.
and here's a little nigga.
Yeah, for real.
So I find it funny. You're like they're equal. You're like women are more secretive. So if women are more secretive, they're going to speak less on gossip. So therefore, it could be they both gossip equal amounts, but men's stuff is just out more.
Yeah, I think women are more strategic.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
secret.
Yeah.
How
We-
you?
Because like I
They're playing
said,
chess.
we'll be at the club like
They're
nigga, I smashed that.
They're playing chess.
She's like squirrel.
Well, you know what's funny?
And women are more like, hey, don't you say shit.
Yep.
She goes,
Oh no, you know what women do?
So
is they
Jamie
walk you
says
up
it's
to the ex and
equal.
introduce
Women
you.
just hide it better, which is
Facts.
sometimes
I
scary.
get that.
Okay.
Because y'all
Stop
are
it.
sensitive. We don't hurt your feelings.
Wait, you said guys aren't sensitive earlier.
No. There's some.
No, hold on,
things
Men
wait,
are the
pause.
opposite sex, men are the most sensitive.
So this is how
It's
sensitive.
not.
This is how sensitive men are.
It's
If the
called
girl
fragile
cheats
ego.
and we still want to be with her, we'll be like, all right, so you cheated. Did you suck his dick?
Yeah.
Oh, you suck his dick too. Like, nigga break down. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I can never.
Did you do it like you did?
Oh, yeah. That was all the things.
Sorry, you cheat on me. We good.
So let me
Go ahead.
I'll tell you, and this was going to loop back to the TM, toxic masculinity again. But I remember I got dumped by a chick, and I went around my people, and my boy was like, "I saw your bitch
Ooh.
at the polo store buying another nigga
And
a
don't
sweater.
nobody want to hear that shit.
You suck."
Damn, throw salt in the wound.
Like we don't even want you here right now, bro. We can't even look at you. And I'm like, what? It's not. What is it? And like you talk about like feeling lesser than, bro. Like what can I
Did
do?
you go cry in your car?
I didn't even have a car. I was standing away from
That's a good, and it's a good cry and a good walk.
you know what I mean? But like that.
Nigga, I know.
Okay, hold on.
What can I have done about that though?
So,
I can't do anything about that.
we only got a couple more topics to go because this,
10 more minutes.
yeah. So, Greg put this. How do you ghost?
Huh?
Yeah.
Men are better at ghosting than women. I'll say that.
What? Wait, I don't get the terminology.
That's because you married, bro. And thank God you married. Not only is there, and I would like to speak on this because they might be watching, but there's not only ghosting now. There's orbiting. Have y'all heard of orbiting?
Wait a minute. Wait. What is a ghost?
Wait a minute. I'm about to be a hero.
Go ahead.
When I tell y'all what orbiting is, you're gonna be like,
All right.
so you might have met a woman, you might have gone out on a date with her, you might have just got her number, or like maybe y'all had like a cup of coffee or whatever, right? Nothing much ever came of it.
Right.
You're cool, she's cool. But why is she always on your Instagram story looking at what you're doing? Why is she always the first one to double tap your picture? Why does she like every status that you have on
She's
Facebook?
peeing on
She's
you.
orbiting you.
Peeing on you.
She
Peeing on
is
you.
watching,
But
she's
it's just
watching.
peeing on you.
Hold on. Wait.
When you
Go ahead.
like,
Like every
I don't see
2-3 days, she comes
story.
back around. Oh, what are you doing?
I see it when I go down.
That orbiting shit is for the
I
birds.
mean, it's my
Hold on.
story.
Wait. One at a time. Hold on.
Yeah.
So orbiting. That's what you call it.
Okay.
So we
I
discussed
guess
this.
that could be a synonym.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Go ahead.
No,
So we discussed.
So
We
what's
called it peeing.
Ping.
Pinging. Yeah.
Peeing.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
A girl come mark her.
Let's use the real term. Pissing. They pissing on. Pissing.
Absolutely.
You got pissed on. This is my when a girl comes and
Marking
gives you
my
that hug
territory.
in the club and lets everybody see that she just peed
Remember we
on.
used to do that back in the day?
Yeah.
What's ghosting? What do y'all call ghosting?
So now what's ghosted?
So I got her number and I never called her. That's what it is.
No, see, I see it as
You make things
Go-
cool for a
go-
minute, and then all of a
exactly.
sudden you disappear.
just
Like
poof,
things.
Casper.
I wouldn't say
Okay.
you're leading the person on, but whatever reasons you have that this person is not working out for you, whether you have personal things going on in your
I've been
life,
Casper a
or
whole
you
lot
just
of
don't like this person,
Yeah.
whatever the
Yeah,
case is,
okay.
you just stop contacting
Well,
them.
you don't talk
About
because
all
I get
communication
busy all the
for
time.
them.
I'm like,
So
like,
And let's-
they're left in the dark as to why you're not contacting them.
Real quick, did y'all ever see the Key and Peele where they did the sketch where one dude was pissed off because his boy was texting him and he just didn't get the point of what he was doing? I feel like ghosting is like that. Like a lot of times, like he said, I'm just busy. I don't have time to hit you back.
So
or
what?
whatever.
You too busy to hit me back? And that's how that
He's
is.
ghosting me.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. But
Yeah.
he might be
I
trapped
got
in
shit
something.
to do.
He got
Yeah.
shit to
Or
do.
that. Yeah.
Communicate that though. When it comes to a woman,
How am I gonna text you if I'm under something heavy? Like,
I've been ghosted before, and mind you, the ghosting was a
Piss you
shock. No, it didn't piss me off because I was new to dating, and a lot of people seem to think that when you're married, you're just so dumb to date, and they can just pull all kinds of shit over your
Absolutely.
and it's so not the case. So I was like, well, whatever, I ain't tripping. I mean, I've been through hell and back, so whatever, do you. But I got ghosted, and things were going well. You know, we were doing our thing, and then all of a sudden, we had planned to make a date, and I didn't hear from him. So instead of me chasing and being like, well, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you this? Why didn't you? I'm not doing all that.
You let him
So
know?
he stopped contacting me. I didn't hear from him. I didn't get any calls. I didn't get any texts. So I have this 72-hour rule.
Oh yeah, a rule.
We all
For
have
me,
rules.
personal. It's just personal. If I don't hear from you in 3 days, 72 hours, I don't care how close we are. I don't care how much we've been dating. I don't care. If I don't hear from you in 3 days, mentally I'm gonna start cutting you off. Okay,
And
mentally
see,
I'm gonna let you go. So 2
Yes.
months later, mind you, I didn't hear from him after 3 days. So 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, I was like, well, shit, I'm moving
2
on.
months later.
I'm not gonna chase you and be like, what happened? What? I was like, well, whatever. Okay, moving along. I heard from him 2 months later. I miss you.
Oh yeah.
Who are you? Okay.
Okay.
So I texted him and said,
I thought
no,
you'd be
don't.
like, you know, baby,
Because
I've
if
been
you
in
miss
jail. I
me,
didn't want
I
you to
heard,
come
I
see
didn't,
me.
you know,
My
elaborate,
bad.
but I just
Real,
said, no, you
real.
don't.
That's
So
not ghosting.
fast
That's
forward,
cheating.
you know, it was like, it was no hard feelings. I didn't have no hard feelings about it. I was
No, but I'm saying, like, what if
I
he
knew
was
he had
like,
shit going on in his life.
I
but
went
he
to
didn't-
jail.
No,
I
he didn't go to
didn't.
jail.
No, I'm just saying,
I'm saying,
if
one
that
time.
was the case.
But I don't know that if you don't communicate to me.
But then when he comes back to you, like, look, I'm
Communicate
sorry.
that to
No,
me.
she wouldn't pick up the phone.
Communicate. I'm the
Remember,
kind of woman.
hold up, remember you
communicates to me.
said there is, like when that gay dude got jumped on, whatever. It's the same feeling. He's embarrassed, so
No.
he just can't. First of all, he
You don't
gets
have to
out
tell
of
me you're
jail.
embarrassed. Just tell me I got some shit going on in my life. I'm gonna be in contact with you.
The cops come like that.
I
You
don't
know
need
these
details.
niggas- Okay,
I don't need,
Ruling
listen,
day.
I don't need
For
details.
70 days,
I don't
it's in
need
jail.
details.
Hold on.
Just tell me, hey, I got shit going on.
You
I'm gonna
ain't
be in
getting
contact
nothing
with
sooner.
you, and I'm gonna be like, all right,
You gonna
okay,
never
and I'll wait. I will wait.
Look,
I'll
you got
wait.
all the girls on here. Yeah, girl, 72 hours. Y'all better quit. Y'all
Okay.
better.
Hey,
So-
listen,
so-
so if he went to jail, and he went past your ruling day, 3 days, he was in jail for 5.
Then you better let me know.
2
He
months.
can't even call you.
If he's
What?
out in 5th day,
Hold
you
on,
better
hold
pick up
on.
that phone and
But
be
you
like,
know
hey, I was
no.
in jail.
It
And I'll be
was
like,
It was
who?
past your 3rd day.
No, I'm not
Welcome
gonna
to
give
In
up
the Cut.
entirely, but I want you to communicate. That's all it takes.
All right,
Check
Paul.
him in jail.
Check
Sean,
us
go
out
ahead.
every Thursday.
So,
Hold up,
Seven
pause.
o'clock.
That's communicating.
7:15ish. Especially today when we gotta wait on people. But please share. Sam, yeah.
Sammy will accept the collect call from, I'm sorry I didn't call, the cops busted in, they busted down my door, please forgive me, I'm in jail. We had a baby, it's a boy.
Okay. So,
Communicate. That's all it is. If you
I'm
don't
gonna use
communicate,
my
I'm
one
gonna
phone call to let
I'm
you
gonna
know
I'm
that,
gonna-
like,
I'm calling my mama.
and real quick,
But if I'm worth it to you, you're gonna
Wait,
communicate.
y'all,
to
one
me.
conversation
your
is
fingers
too loud.
on, your phone
Too
to
loud.
call, your phone to make outgoing calls, you got a cricket.
No, I
You
don't
don't
make
have
out
to
one
yell.
call.
But why don't you call him? Why does 72 hours?
I'm gonna give the courtesy, what's up with you text, or hey, how you doing, whatever. But if I don't hear back from you,
So
I-
you did try to reach out to him?
yeah, I did.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't
That's
just
right.
wait.
I thought you just sit down.
No, I'll do the little courtesy text.
You know what?
Wait a day.
Hey girl, I had a
hey,
great
how you
time
doing?
tonight. You have
And then I'll hear
72
from you.
hours.
If 2 days go by and I still don't get a response, okay, then I'm gonna be like, all right. If the 72 hours can start at any time, it's just depending upon if I'm reaching
so
out to
after
you,
every
how
time you
much
hang
you
up, that 3 day clock, it's like goodbye, click.
See, that's why the timer for
No,
72
that's
hours.
not how it
Seven
works.
more
It's
hours.
traditional. Like, if I'm reaching out to you, and so okay, so say
I will hit you up on a Friday at 2 a.m. and
Right.
get you back on a Monday morning.
That's
That right
fine.
there's only
That's
60
fine.
hours. That means I can enjoy my weekend.
that's fine. That's fine. You're communicating. You're reaching out. But if I
Just
reach out to you like, hey, what
Yeah,
are
that
you
makes
doing?
sense.
And
That
2
makes sense
days
what she's saying,
pass.
though. I got
2
you.
days pass and you don't respond.
Yeah,
Well, then
I'm not
yeah.
gonna double text
That
you
clock,
too.
that clock,
I hear what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
gonna double
I'm not
text
gonna
you.
double text you.
You
You got
That
that
clock's
text.
gonna start. I'll be like, well, he ain't
Okay.
responded. I just hit him
That's
up.
makes sense. I'm good with
Whatever. Bye.
Because I understand, I'm not trying to double text nobody, so I get that point. And if you
That-
don't respond to
that's
me,
ego
then I'm
right
good.
there.
It might be
Right.
ego, but
Yeah.
I'm not double texting because you got my text and respond.
Right. You
If
saw
you go
that.
on both sides.
That means
You
you
saw
don't
that.
You go on
respond.
both
So,
sides.
You
G,
saw that.
read that last comment real quick.
which one? Go ahead.
The
you
very
read it. I
last
can't
one.
even see it.
Question for the male. She says, if a guy
The
doesn't contact.
male.
Uh-oh.
I
She
think,
said for the
I
male
think we know
panel.
what kind of woman we're dealing with, fellas.
Question for the male panel. If a guy doesn't contact for more than 72 hours, has he lost the desire or is it his ego?
Yes.
It's ego. I'll cop that. I'm a fuck nigga. I'd like, I can say, look, I'm like, you saw how much dinner costs, bitch. You need to fucking text me. Text me right now. I'm serious. I do it, man. I do it. Like,
he speaks for himself.
I'm not saying I'm a good man or a perfect man. Like, if I'm
me and him don't agree on the maximum, but I agree.
So now, what's your personal opinion?
Yeah,
what's your
If I don't respond back in 72 hours, that means I'm not interested.
I can't say the same.
So the 72 hours goes both ways.
Now, what's your?
My opinion is sometimes I just need me time, and me time is not just.
It takes 2 seconds to send a hello. Make sure you're all right. If you ain't interested,
that
then
wasn't
it ain't
the
gonna
question though. It said after 72 hours. You know what? My me time is not based on hours. It's like, 71 and a half hours. Okay, I'm good.
It's just like a real job. No call, no show. You don't show up at that time, you lost the job.
Bam.
Bump that. Okay, the way I look at it,
You lost the job.
You're fired.
if I give you a week's worth of my attention, okay, anything and everything that you wanted, I wanted some me time. No, I'm gonna take that me time. That's almost like in a relationship. I'm not gonna ask if I can go somewhere. I'm gonna tell you, hey, I'm going out with the fellas because I'm in a relationship. I'm a grown man. I don't need to ask.
But Layla said me time is good. It is cool, but just let the other person know.
Communication.
But still, that's still energy. Like, girl, listen, I just don't put that in. It's gonna be like, but why? And then what did you do? And then how could
Right there.
I was not that woman.
That's
I'm in
you.
my marriage.
That's not him.
No, but your friends, you know. There
I'm
was
sorry,
moments
I
where
agree with
the
you.
only problem I would have is if you
Yeah.
promised to do something with me and then you switched it up. But if you already say I'm gonna go out with the boys, I'd be like, all right, do your thing.
Jamie said, fuck your me time.
I'm gonna
One of my best responses to like the 72-hour rule. Okay, they're like, hey, what are you doing? I hit back. Who is this? That means your number is already fucking deleted. Okay, that right there makes them feel just.
That ego.
I got to the point where
That's
I'm
that
like,
fuck nigga.
Yeah,
It's like,
who
are you?
Hey, but when
Who is this?
when you get that one, they be like, "Oh, you got that many, huh?" You be like, "What?" You know what I'm saying?
I just say
I had one female I hit up. It might have been 2 or 3 days. No, I'm lying. It might have been like 4 or 5 days. But on the same note, we've always had those spurts of distance.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, what are you doing? She's like, who is this? And I was like, take care.
Hey, Jackson.
Why? Why is it okay? What if she need her me time?
He be seeing
Yeah,
chicks in the club like.
But on the same note, who is this?
That means she can say your
let's
number.
come up with all the excuses y'all got. And those apply to women too. I lost my phone. I was in jail.
I'm keeping mine simple. I lost interest.
Tuesday, Tyrone was over. Wednesday, Frank.
See, fuck that. Fuck that.
What?
Yeah, fuck that.
Maybe she got to do far.
So last season, I was the most hated. Okay, by any means. So
Go ahead, peel that scale.
No, peel this like okay. So I was the most hated. I had a
Schedule.
7-day rule. Okay, as in like.
Last bear was in like 3 days.
No.
This is how this shit go. This is how this shit go.
Okay, so no. Let me finish before you say anything, because by the time I get to like Wednesday, you're gonna be like, fuck that, blah blah blah. Just hold on. So Tuesday chicks, okay?
Tuesday chicks?
Listen.
Hold on.
Listen.
Relax. Listen.
Tuesday chicks.
And the thing is, a lot of men can relate. They may not realize it or name it this. A lot of females do the same thing, and I'll let him chime in. So
You said.
yeah, I said females. I didn't say women. I said females.
See, so you even admit that when you say females, it's
I-
less than
Fuck that.
women.
These hoes gotta know.
It's less than women.
So Tuesdays, it's like Tuesday chick. She would come over. You would enjoy each other's company, in my home.
That was every Tuesday.
Tuesday. Just the Tuesday chick.
Tuesday.
Wednesday chick, you might order pizza in. Okay, you want to take
Tuesday's
her out.
pizzas.
Okay, Thursday it's like, oh shit, you know what?
Chinese?
Thursday could be Chipotle, Chinese, something around the neighborhood where you won't be seen.
Oh.
Your Friday,
So she's the ugly
Saturday.
one.
Hold up. Listen.
Your Friday, Saturday, you're putting in that effort because you put in the effort on Friday. You know it's going to pan out for Saturday also.
Oh.
So it could be Friday chick, Saturday chick. Usually it's Friday and Saturday chick because you're putting in your work.
Okay.
Sunday is just like, okay, whichever one I feel like dealing with at that moment. Okay.
Hold on one
You
second.
gotta corral.
These
them
views
all.
are expressed by him and him only.
He's on his own.
So they have the
First time I ever heard something like
Well, hold on,
this.
I
It's
have.
covered.
There are too many things I'm watching on Netflix.
But it gets better.
Forever.
So Sunday is whoever you feel like dealing with, or you can have me time. Monday is strictly me time to like recoup because of the energy and finances that you put off throughout the week.
Right.
Now, no, Tuesday, the only thing you're putting off is
It's a Tuesday chick.
yeah, exactly. But everything else, ski. There you go. But the rest of the week, you're putting forth that effort to possibly build something if you like them even that much, other than physical.
Okay.
Okay, but it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
How do you determine who's a Tuesday chick, a Wednesday chick, a
It
Thursday?
all depends on the week.
That's
no, it depends on the woman.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
variety.
It depends on
Whoever
the
the
woman.
dice.
Some women
Yeah.
are,
The dice
in
is
his
like, oh,
views,
this
some
is
women
fine.
are only Tuesday women.
Okay.
Some women are only Tuesday women.
Word.
Saturday weekend women.
Real.
There's a hierarchy.
Facts. Not everybody may not agree with it,
That's too much.
but hold on. Now there's a
Some
second
women
part
are
to
only
it.
Tuesday
Hold on.
women.
Oh, you got
There-
Even your
Sam,
face is like,
hold on.
I made a conscious
There's a
effort to
second-
leave the Tuesday women alone. A while.
oh, I'm not a Tuesday. Wait. Let me look at my
I'd
calendar.
rather
why you say this. Hold on.
Listen. Your Tuesday women. So we had we had an episode of this. Okay, it's the
So women have a similar schedule. They have Tuesday Tyrone who pays the phone bill.
Uh-huh.
They got Wednesday Frank who's just there for the sex,
Uh-huh.
who she calls up.
Wow.
She
Wait,
got
I need more men in my life.
right. Yeah, lots of women
Wait,
have these
what?
dudes.
What?
They have a different dude for the week who does different things. So it's kind of along the lines of what Jackson's saying in his life, as how he classified women. Women also who I know have different guys for different days of the week.
Can
I
we
mean,
all
I know
agree
them
that
too,
these
but
are
I guess I can't juggle them like that. I'll be like, okay, that's
These
too
are
much.
low-
I don't want to expend too much energy.
Go ahead.
on
These
two
are
people.
low level vibrations and low level
Yeah.
energy.
Some people
shit.
want to be just fucking
No,
low level.
no,
Yeah,
no,
some
no,
people
no,
just
I
want
was
to be
there
low level.
before and I enjoyed myself.
Watch this.
Yeah.
I don't
So
want
you're
to say.
capitalizing on low
I don't want to say you're wrong
vibration.
because here's the thing. I know Bronco players now. Okay, this Bronco player might be a Thursday nigga. Okay, because he could take care of that certain bill
Because he
for
buys
her.
her Chipotle.
That too, but he
Or-
can take care of
but we
it.
could take care of her. And then she might have another brother who is her Friday, Saturday cat. Or another one who is her Tuesday. It's like, okay, Jerome's Python laser out, but on the same note, and we don't know these women.
She sounds like
Sean
a Swiss
goes
Army
pay the
knife.
bill.
So Layla says, do these women know who they are and who day they're assigned to the week?
But
or
that's-
do you play them as if they're the only ones?
That's
Great question.
You're
That's
gangster
okay.
if you call a chick.
No.
He actually has.
No. I have Texas. I have Texas. Okay,
See
so
money. What's happening?
here's the situation. Okay,
Y'all have
I
my
promise a
nickname.
woman.
Well,
I promise a woman 4 things when I meet her. Okay, I won't lie to you. I have no reason to. I won't put my hands on you.
Drink.
I'm a grown man. Okay, I'll feed you when you're hungry and I'll always make you laugh. Those are the 4 things I promise you because that's who I am.
So
Okay,
you're
so
like
therefore, if you ask,
puppy.
you say I'm a puppy? Is that what you just
I mean,
said?
that's about what you kind of expect from a pet. Like, don't go inside. Don't laugh.
Tickle my belly.
Nobody's tricked.
Rub my
At the end of the day,
booty.
Okay, this one of the funniest things.
I go up like this.
So his only said for women, it's situational. Call Fred to move the couch, Johnny to pay for brunch. So women do it too, situational.
Okay,
But these are low level
Have you ever met
energy.
somebody? Have you ever met somebody you don't want to sleep with? You just enjoy spending time with them.
No.
Yes. What? You don't just have a dude that you can just kick it with and try to sleep with?
No.
Have you two?
I was that person for her for.
Okay, so you just did it. It doesn't matter.
It's like when I don't call him to move my furniture.
No.
He goes to repeat it.
Practice DJ stuff.
Okay, let's start over again. 'Cause
Okay.
You're quantifying it in a
No,
sexual manner.
No,
so
I'm
like,
not. I'm
no.
not. That's how you took it. I said, Sam, have you ever met somebody you just want to spend time with? You enjoy their company.
Okay.
You said no. So I was like, okay, what about here? He's my friend. As a friend, what
Yeah.
do? You enjoy his company, you
Yes.
spend time with him.
Yes.
So everything you just said was a lie to me.
Okay, no.
It's strong.
Yes,
word.
it's very strong
Oh,
because
okay,
I
okay.
misunderstood what you were
Okay,
saying.
now you got
Okay.
it.
That's not a lie.
I didn't say sex. You in your own mind thought that.
because
And I'm a pretty forgetful person, so like,
Oh.
even though I'm sitting right next to her, she didn't remember that we're actually friends.
Okay, so Sean, you heard the question. And she was like, no, and you're like,
I'm your friend.
Well,
I'm your
okay,
friend.
so let's put it in perspective.
Okay.
Okay, so when I hear this question from a man, automatically in the conversation,
it's just a question. It doesn't matter who it's from.
finish.
Why you gotta bite your teeth
Because
like
you're
that?
not letting me finish.
Yeah.
Go ahead, girls.
Okay, so
I'm getting fired, by the way.
in the context of the question, as a woman, a lot of women, and I'm going to speak for women in general because we face this a lot. When we hear a question like that from a man, it's often in a context of sexuality because I hear from men quite a bit. You cannot be friends with a man because a man wants to fuck you. There's no such thing as having friends of the opposite sex.
That's what time.
So
I've heard-
when I heard that question, I immediately translated to that, and you did pre-course that with, "Have you two had sex?" That was the question you asked prior to asking.
No,
me.
So it will make
I
you
asked
think.
the
So
question.
immediately
It
I
will
thought,
transition
okay,
over. I get it.
that was what you precursed it was. Have you two had sex? And then you
Post-curse.
followed.
Post, because I asked the question, then I asked, have you two had sex? And then I re-asked the
So
question.
you immediately sexualized it out the gate.
No.
It doesn't matter if it was before or after. You sexualized the relationship that we potentially have.
So speaking on sex thing, I got a question for you guys because I don't want to go further here because we're about to wrap it up. I was listening to something and she said that she lets her man shave her. Would any of you guys, are you into shaving your lady?
I was the barber of Seville. Back in 97,
What they call it, Cavada.
Initials mostly.
She's getting a
Hard
Cavada.
shave, stick
Maybe
like
some
that?
abstract.
You shave?
Who the Harvard Landings?
I have a nice pair of Mandy's clippers that I keep clean. I mean, it's just one of those things.
That's something I never
Yeah,
thought about,
you
but
know
that's
her
what this
too.
woman was talking about. She's like,
Oh.
she lets her dude shave her, and I'm like, I never thought of that. I'm pretty.
It
Whatever, but
can
yeah.
be very erotic.
I got spots I can't read.
I've had a couple of guys be like that. Like
They
a boyfriend
shave you?
years ago. A boyfriend when I was like 20.
We using
shaved
clippers,
over
or we getting the razor out?
here.
and
Use the
some-
little
some-
clippers.
So
Like,
it's a-
both.
put the
And I
initial
was like,
both.
well, I guess.
And I'm not gonna cut your lip, Emma. You okay?
Right.
I could go. You good?
Right. Now, would you let a woman shave you?
No. I'm sorry. Number one, I'll say this. I'm very manscaped, but shaving? You talking about like a razor?
Like with a straight razor? Yeah.
No, that's
It's a lot.
Straight
The
razor,
testicular
no. Big
region
spots,
is very,
no
it's
problem.
very sensitive.
It's like my whole thing. There are spots that I can't reach. Then I'm like, baby, take care of me because if I look good,
Are you talking about your tape?
He's talking about the gooch. That's the gooch. Yeah, no, the gooch stays how it is.
sounds like you saw that
I
Baby, get the tape
I
on.
did. I did in high school.
Yeah.
And guess what? I went to go hoop, and I was like, God damn.
You got chased.
Not because of the hair growth.
I got crabs. I was like, damn, am I all right?
That grow back.
That's what I'm saying. I was hooping. I'm like, God, I'm good.
Yeah, and I like to, for the fellas watching, never shave yourself and then get champagne involved in a sex act. You will regret that shit.
Champagne and shaving.
I'm
No,
thinking any
that's
alcohol,
the
period.
Yeah. Like you trying to be sexy, like, hey girl, and porcelain. No,
Oh, it's all over
don't
it.
want to do that. You're going to the
Soprano right here.
You're going to urgent care if it's open. If not, you're going to.
Oh, okay.
Shave with clipper. Don't use no fucking razor.
Yes.
So no, I don't think I would ever.
It never looks as hot as you think it
Let a
is.
woman
Change
shave.
your mind.
Come on, young as fuck. I'm young as babe, I'm younger than the motherfucker. You see that?
Okay, so
I kind of feel like a little bit emasculated to me. I don't know, but that's just me because like I said, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I have old-fashioned values. I treat my
you shave your
female
pubes
woman
into like a
accordingly.
mustache
But this is
around
how
your
I
penis?
am.
Yeah, you be like,
No, I don't really like tell me about my penis
Mustache
is
wax, like, hey girl, that's old school.
I put beads on mine with friends. It's like robe on everything.
So,
Okay, so okay, everybody, this is the last topic of the night. It'll be a quick little 5-minute whatever. But going off astrology.
Do you look at someone's astrological sign as a determining factor in dating?
Yes, a lot of people do.
Yep.
I don't determine.
Oh, you're a
Until
Taurus?
after.
Oh, we're not good.
Wait, hold on, y'all.
Hold up. Wait.
Oh, you no, man.
So I'm gonna say.
No, man.
Yeah, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
hold on.
man-made to look at it. Yes.
So I'ma
Everybody,
say-
one mic.
I don't determine, but it does help. It helps.
Okay.
It helps.
It helps. Yeah, I think it does help.
Yeah.
But is that astronomical, and then also numerology as well?
It helps.
So you just combine all that stuff about a person before you said this person's the right one?
I can't, but that's not saying that that's the right one. But it does give you surface, like you can kind of tell what you're dealing with.
So say you were
You know what
dating
you
them
get
into.
for a
I agree.
while.
Huh.
Say you were dating them for a while before you found that out, and you guys had a nice chemistry already. Now is that not the right
That just
person?
makes it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just makes
But
it
what if
better.
they're the wrong
Well,
side?
exactly.
There is
They're the wrong side.
but there is no,
because-
he's going off of this though. It's not really a wrong side. It's like, for one, this shit's man-made.
But I know
That's
people,
it.
I know girls that will say, "Oh, you're a Taurus? Oh, we're not Taurus."
But that's wrong though. That's wrong though.
But they
That-
do.
I know they do that, but
Well,
it's wrong though.
I'm not gonna say astrology is not myth. If you do more, if there's a lot of research done, it's not myth. But if you get into the core of it and you already have a great chemistry with the person and you know what they are, that just helps.
Yeah.
Now, an ignorant person will be like, well, shit, you're not tailor-made for me. It's like, motherfucker, that motherfucker's tailor-made for you. Yeah. You can be polar opposites, but y'all somehow meet in the middle.
I just want to say Libras are trash.
No. Libra women.
Are especially trash. Libra women are trash.
Libra men are total trash.
Well, I'm just trying to find out who's right for a Gemini.
They
Somebody
crazy.
feel me if I don't know.
So check this out.
Aquariuses are great for Geminis.
Okay.
They
I could give two shits.
There
If
we
you're breathing with
Put
a
it
breast and a nice shape, I'm all about you. You could be born on the 13th month. I could give two fucks.
On Tuesday.
Seriously.
On a Tuesday. Yes! Right
Tuesday is the best day.
there. Okay, so
You're born on
everybody.
leap year.
Yeah, truly. Okay, so I want to thank everybody for coming out. Once again, I'll let everybody introduce themselves. Let them know where they can find you on social media if they want to follow you.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, they're gonna be tearing me up.
Go ahead.
don't-
I
I
can
see
tell
that
up
shit
in.
you said. Don't be
Yeah,
scared.
talk that shit now.
So, first off, we'll start with the people on the bench, and then we'll head over to Sean, Sam, and then we'll bring it around. I'll close it out. Let's do it. There
Khysin with the Goodfellas. Thanks for having me.
you go.
Right on, Caesar.
BJ with the Goodfellas, also president of Goodfellas Cannabis Labs. You can follow us on IG at Goodfellas Custom Outfits. Stay tuned for further items.
But at the Cannabis Labs, it's like legit Cannabis Labs.
Yes, it's
Like that shit'll get you Red Man, Method Man, like, okay.
You do edibles.
Yes, everything include edibles, concentrates, flour.
Really?
Okay.
He's
Okay. Gonna get hot.
You know what's saying? You know who it is. Keep it regular. Hey, if you want to party, Friday, tomorrow, birthday party bash. Come holler at me native. Yeet.
So check this out. Native 16th NYZ, a man's birthday, 3rd annual,
Happy
epic
birthday,
each
bro.
year. It will be epic. Doc.
I ain't paying to get in.
Dr. T9.
Free.
I don't got nothing else for you.
The man, myth, the legend.
Hey, thank y'all for having me. Actually, and putting up with my bullshit. I appreciate it, and at least giving us an ear. Like y'all deserve credit for at least giving it an ear, right? Yeah, like
I don't have
you
no
know what I'm
bullshit
saying?
though, but you know.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram DEEJAYSTYLES. DJ Big Styles on Facebook, or Sean C. White. If you're an old lady for some reason, old ladies keep friend requesting me. Right? I don't know why. Like they be like 75.
I
like,
got 109 of them.
Like, I don't need the church mama in my DMs. I'm sorry, y'all.
Praying on
Please
you.
stop. Old lady, stop.
I'll make
Now,
you-
they want to pair with something
I
else.
know the chin is great and stuff, but y'all have no chance. Like, it's weird.
Like,
It's
chill.
weird. Chill. No, for real. They gotta chill. Like they Facebook name be like Mrs. Emily. Like, what?
Be like,
Oh, you still playing games like,
Yeah,
oh,
for real.
yeah.
When's your next company party?
Should be on February the 15th, as long as we get it together.
The next cuffing party, February 15th.
Day after Valentine's Day.
Y'all stay
Just make
tuned.
sure it's
AKA the
After
trade
everybody
deadline.
breaks up.
trade deadline. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, and I want to say hi to my friend Kalina if she's still watching.
Hi, Kalina.
She's cool. She has a podcast called The Credits. She's based out of Georgia and it's bomb.com.
Word.
She interviews all the people behind the scenes of like stuff like Empire, Star.
Kalina, put that
Walking
down.
Dead.
Write that. Put that down.
Oh, in the comments.
So
Yeah,
Brenda
it's our
just
podcast.
said, and I will quote, "Come on, titties. Seriously, she's gorgeous."
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
know that's
That's
what I'm thinking
it.
of her.
That's my girl.
Well, I wasn't looking.
Right.
Wait, hold on. So this is Samson because she's a beast. Beast. Sammy, what's up?
Go ahead, Sam.
I mean, what am I supposed to say? I'm not like,
Just-
you know, I don't have, I
She's
don't do
beautiful.
anything.
So it
I'm
doesn't
not like a
matter.
musician or.
Social media, who you are.
You don't want nobody following her?
Yes, you want to get passed out on Facebook?
No, real shit. Facts. Say some dumb shit.
Say some dumb shit.
Say
Sammy
some
is
dumb
coming
shit.
for you.
I don't
Look at
like to
y'all.
argue. I promised myself, remember in 2018, I said I will not argue with 2018. I carried that over to 2019. I just block people now. I'm like, even if I don't know you say some crazy shit, I'd be like, whatever, block. I don't need to see you. You don't need to come and police my little comment.
So how do we follow you?
I mean, Sammy
You
Burnett.
blocked.
I don't have a pseudonym or fake name or none of that. It's just
Spell out your name and the city and state you're in.
okay, but I don't have that on my.
You're
Facebook.
good. You don't have to do all that.
You ain't got to.
Sammy Burnett, SAMIEBURNETT.
There you go.
Just look it up. You see her face.
There's
you
a
know
whole
it's
lot of double stuff right there.
She's looking forward to blocking you very soon.
her. P.S.
Or cussing you out.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
don't come in my inbox about nothing. Just don't.
Yeah.
If we ain't already friends, don't come ask me no questions.
A fair
Don't
warning.
tell me
She will
nothing.
light you
Don't
up.
ask me nothing. If we're not already cool, I don't even want to. Don't send me no dick pics. Do not. I will share, and especially if your dick is ashy.
You
It's
were.
not.
I used
How you gonna have
She
drunk
got
class?
these lotion.
Oh.
Oh, I don't want to know. I really don't. I appreciate you.
Or you got them? Yeah. Oh, you
Don't do it.
Got that reminded cheese. Got to pull it back. Be like,
Extra helmets.
I'm Greg.
this is very good.
You can reach me on Instagram, Mr. Greg Fitz, MRGREGFITZ, and my that's how you can reach me. And there's no more library in my life, but I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength.
Hey, won't he do it?
I mean, we all
Is
can.
that black
Thank
Jesus
you.
or white Jesus?
Hey, don't talk to me about religion because my faith is my faith, and no one can.
Well, then I'm gonna talk about it.
I know you always talk,
I'ma
but you know,
the
but I
talk
still
is-
don't waver my faith. So thank you, Lord. Go ahead.
It's on you. I'll close it out.
Khysin Adoshi. We are on 16th and Champa, 910 16th Street, 16th and Champa, University Building, 5th floor. 5th floor. You want an appointment? Booksy, BOOKSY.net at Khysin on stage. Cuts and Styles. And look up T Nice too. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Just T Nice on stage, Cuts and Style. We fuck with your boy.
If you have a closing comment you want to leave?
I forgot what I was gonna say, and I had orange juice. What is this? Carrot juice. Carrot juice. I had carrot juice. Go ahead, do your thing.
I can't say the same. I had bean juice. Okay, by a good friend of mine, Jim. I mean, it's like he's done me right. So check this out. Every Thursday, 7 o'clock. This will be the only ish week because we had issues.
They're looking at you.
Yeah, I'm looking at you for our issues.
Nothing.
What happened with the issues?
Oh, happy
yeah, 'cause I was
birthday
late.
to
I'm sorry I was late.
Hey,
hate
big happy
being late.
birthday. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So
Go ahead.
once again,
I'm always on time.
big ups to AP. Happy birthday tomorrow at Native. I'm your man Jackson. You can follow me at LB Jackson on Facebook. And yeah, I'm not doing anything else on Instagram or anything. At least not that concern y'all.
So it's basically
And
Chuck
yeah,
Berry.
that's about it. See you next week. Please share, comment,
I'm not so.
and yeah, we're done. Thank you.
Oh man.
It was.